25% off. I mean, hey, is good. What's good is good. Fuck, I'm tired of shit, guys. But I'm gonna, yeah, we'll see what we get. Oh my god. I'm probably gonna piss off all my friends that play zombies with me, just cause we just lost like all our shit, and it was kind of like heartbreaking. So yeah, that's what's going on. See, and that's why I do ones, because if I, what he Pastor says, I'm good. Alright, just to... Sorry about that. Just to show, this is 8 Alligator Skin Boots by McCaffrey. So don't copyright me, please. Please. It's not my song. Boom. So what is good, everybody? Leave it down, like, what you doing? Do you have broads in Atlanta? Are you chasing Kobe and the Fanta? Let me know. I'm actually curious. So what is good, everybody? Leave it down, like, what you doing? Do you have broads in Atlanta? Are you chasing Kobe and the Fanta? Let me know. Yeah, let me know. Good, everybody. Some slide up in this bitch. Right now I'm seeing if I can get like anybody to fucking join. Seems like nobody likes me enough to join. Ah. Nobody likes me enough to join. It's alright. It's kill. I get it. Damn it. Alright. So, I'm gonna continue this. And I'll also show you guys a trick, depending on the gobblegums I get. If I get a perkaholic, play solo player, get your perkaholic, you go down, close your application if you're playing PS4.
Jesus Christ, I'm never good. I'll nail my hands up to the wall. I'll nail my hands up to the wall.
And if you guys want, I've got Skyrim going on, and I can do some streaming of that as well. There's a better one. Whoever's watching, what's up? And they left. They weren't playing.
I bet your dance fucked up and in the black light. I could tell a sick joke, maybe in the black light. I could tell a sick joke, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Alcoholics don't get far unless they drink and drive. Let's go for a ride, and I hope I crash and die tonight. I hope I crash and die tonight, saying I do not like you. I do not mind him much. You were just my first. Now I've had, I'm cool to the touch. Leap to my death, I'll die for my friends. I'll lie to the end, I'm cool to the touch. Leap to my death, I'll die for you all. I'll die for my friends. It goes like this. Well, I ain't sorry with broken wrists.
This is great. Damn it! If I would have done 3.
Jesus Christ, I'm never good. I'll nail my hands up to the wall. I'll nail my hands up to the wall. And yeah, the pastor says I'm good, but Jesus Christ, I'm never good. I'll nail my hands up to the wall. I'll nail my hands up to the wall. And yeah, the doctors were nice enough. They just said I'm fucked, just like my mom is fucked. I bet your dad's fucked up, and in the black light, I could tell a sick joke.
I'm in a pretty good mood if y'all can't tell. Fucking, that's 3 immolation liquidations. One of my favorite, just so you guys know, because then you can just get the fucking best weapons and just brrr, fuck you.
Leap to my death, I'll die for my friends. Alive to the end, I'm cool to touch. Leap to my death, I'll die for you all. I'll die for my friends. It goes like this. Well, I ain't sorry with broken wrists. I climb from these walls.
So this one is actually from
Said if you're not careful,
Silent Killer J.
Take it from me.
When I was a kid, from Shane Koizak.
I know because I've been shot down so many times.
I'm probably saying that wrong.
Sickness just from standing up for myself. When I was a kid, I could fill a bookshelf with every different way they would tell me how not to play. They'd say it's time to start putting childish things away. And I was like, fuck you. This is Skeletor. But more and more they made me believe that our hearts are like doorknobs, and that's where we get the sound of the beat. And I'll never get to meet the man inside me if I can't stand still long enough to be there. I'll never make it anywhere if I keep running away. I'll never know myself if all I ever do is play Nicky Nicky Nine Doors There. I still want to be a man. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a man. I wanted a registered retirement.
Sweet. God damn it.
Savings plan. When I was a kid, I hid my heart under the bed.
Fuck, I can't get a perkaholic for the life of me. But the good news about all this, even if I get shitty shit,
under the bed is not a good hiding spot.
It's the Newton's cookbook, so eventually I'll get something that I can make perkaholic if I don't get it.
Just from standing up for myself. When I was a kid, I could fill a bookshelf with every different way they would tell me how not to play. They'd say it's time to start putting childish things away. And I was like, fuck you. This is Skeletor. But more and more they made me believe that our hearts are like doorknobs, and that's where we get the sound of the beat. And I'll never get to meet the man inside me if I can't stand still long enough to be there. I'll never make it anywhere if I keep running away. I'll never know myself. All I ever do is play Nicky Nicky Nine Doors There. I still want to be a man. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a man. I wanted a registered retirement savings plan that would keep me in candy long enough to make old age sweet. I wanted 2 left feet so I could dance circles around important issues until way past my bedtime. I'm not saying I don't have opinions, just that others were less likely to argue if they were as tired as I was. Fatigue does to men what a goodnight kiss does to kids. It puts weights on our eyelids and returns us to a place where reason and imagination lace together shoes whose tongues stick out at stillness and beckon us to move forward. As a kid, I was always drawn toward moonlight. Despite an armada of adults who insisted I must set my days according to sunlight. I would lay in bed and fight sleep, believing if I shut my eyes even for an instant, I would miss out on something amazing. Turns out I was right. I have seen stars stamped into the night like cookie-cutter designs, drew lines in between each one, inventing new constellations, so that when somebody asked me, "What's your sign?" I could point to mine, the one hanging over the first door past the finish line, and say, "It's right there." The one marked exit. Because one day all this getting ahead bullshit will be over and people will start looking for me, and I'll be there. I'll wear my best flashing red, and you will stand winner circle thoroughbred. I will unthread the screws that would put you throughout this life, then smile and say, "You made it." When I was a kid, I traded in homework assignments for friendship, then gave each friend a late slip for never showing up on time, and in most cases, not at all. I gave myself a hall pass
no
to get
perkaholic
through
so
each
far, huh?
broken promise.
Fuck you,
I
babe.
remember this plan, born out of frustration from a kid who kept calling me Yogi,
Profit sharing twice though.
then pointed to my tummy and said, "Too many picnic baskets." Turns out it's not that hard to trick someone. And one day before class I said, "Yeah, you can copy my homework." And I gave him all the wrong answers that I'd written down the night before. He got his paper back expecting a near perfect score and couldn't believe it when he looked across the room at me and held up a 0. I know I didn't have to hold up my paper of 28 out of 30, but my satisfaction was complete when he looked at me puzzled, and I thought to myself, smarter than the average bear, motherfucker. When I was a kid, I slid love letters through the slots of lockers that belonged to my secret crushes. Built paintbrushes from the tiny hairs that stood on end every time I saw them. My brain stem finally blooming into thoughts. I connected dots and made masterpieces. Each brushstroke a thesis dedicated to the explanation that you, not knowing who I was only because anonymity made it easier to be brave. I dipped my brush into a tidal wave, but I hope this will one day wash over me. I can guarantee, if you've ever had a secret admirer, it was someone very much like me who loved someone very much like you. It was someone who wanted to tell you how much you meant, how every second we spent thinking of you was simply the cost of getting us through the hard times. We saved nickels and dimes hoping our first date would be with you. To the discipline of love, we gave up comic books and video games. I promise you, every guy I've ever met remembers the names of the ones they loved first, that our thirst for love continues as we cross the deserts of maybe, believing we will find an oasis of yes. We acquiesce. Yes. We probably should have just said something. But we were chicken shit. We lit the fuses of our hearts and exploded every time you walked on by. When I was a kid, I did stupid shit. Ripped the women's underwear section out of the Sears Christmas Wish catalog and blamed it on my granddad. He did end up covering for me and had only this to say: "You're only 12, so I'm impressed. But take it from experience, don't hide that under your mattress." So I didn't. I hid it in the empty box of a board game that I never used to play. And on the day when my grandmother eventually found it, she reamed him out for hiding pornography in her grandson's bedroom. The impending doom of the truth set upon me like a dying sun, sending its last ray of light over the horizon and aimed directly at me. He didn't say a word. Incurred the full wrath and laughed with me later, saying, "It's like your heart. It doesn't matter where you hide it. Lovers are like little kids lifting up a rock looking for an insect. They will find that shit." When I was a kid, I trusted myself enough to know that one day I'd be a man. One day I'd have a childhood for a past and a future for a backup plan. That every gauntlet I ever ran was a potato sack race in which time would chase me further toward an ending. I am bending myself back to the beginning, reminding myself there's no winning any race against yourself. Slow down.
Well,
And when the
that's
kid
my
in you
supply drop opening pretty much.
turn around,
Well, hold on.
pick them up, dust them off, then continue. Trust me, you are going to need that kid. You are going to need someone to remind you that every weed is a flower, just trying to make shit work. That every jerk you ever encounter is just another someone who somehow forgot it's okay to need a hug. It's okay to be afraid. When I was a kid, I played hopscotch with the lines they drew in the sand, landed on the conclusion that secondhand clothes at least have the benefit of experience, and I've got a 137th hand heart, broken apart and stitched back together at the seams. I've cartwheeled across balance beams made from the broken finger bones of people who could not let go of this life. I still love the night. I love the fact that if you squint your eyes just right, stars look like porcupines of light stumbling across the dark, dipping their quills into the night, trying to write
if it
apologies
downloads in
for
time, I'll
unanswered
play some
wishes from
Skyrim for you
times we once
guys.
wished upon.
That was my video.
Sometimes I still
Hope you
wish.
enjoyed. And if you did,
Most times I wish
leave a
I
like,
didn't
why not?
have to.
Or don't.
I wish I didn't
It's
have
alright.
to wish. So I guess what I'm saying is that I hope